I will be presenting my proposal on designing a WebQuest 2.0 to create an engaging online learning experience. Let's begin with the origins of the WebQuest learning strategy. In 1995, Professor Bernie Dodge at San Diego State University thought of a way to integrate the World Wide Web, which had then recently appeared, into class activities. Thus he came up with the idea of a WebQuest, which he defined as an inquiry-oriented activity, in which some or all of the information that learners interact with comes from resources on the Internet. Dodge used headings to point out the following 6 essential parts of a WebQuest. 1. The introduction, i.e. background information about the topic. 2. The task, i.e. a general description of the assigned task for the learners. 3. The process, i.e. a description of the steps to be followed for task completion. 4. Information sources, i.e. mostly online resources students can investigate to carry out the task. 5. Evaluation, i.e. the criteria to be used to assess students' performance. 6. The conclusion, i.e. an explanation of what students have accomplished. After almost 10 years of WebQuest implementation, Dodge's mentee, Tom March, found it necessary to redefine the WebQuest as a scaffolded learning structure that uses links to essential resources on the World Wide Web, and an authentic task to motivate students' investigation of an open-ended question, development of individual expertise, and participation in a group process that transforms newly acquired information into a more sophisticated understanding. The best WebQuests inspire students to see richer thematic relationships, to contribute to the real world of learning, and to reflect on their own metacognitive processes. With March's thorough definition, the spirit and pedagogies of the WebQuest were formulated, and although these remain almost the same over the last 10 years, the wide resources and new tools offered by the constantly evolving web have given the opportunity for more active and constructivist learning on the part of students, as well as more options for designing educational activities on the part of instructors. In general, Web 2.0 trends and services have transformed the web from a place for information retrieval into a space for collaboration, conversation, and interaction. A space that is highly dynamic, flexible, and adaptable. In particular, current Internet users can easily build pages, share photos and videos, and interact with each other without having acquired advanced technical skills. User-generated content includes videos, pictures, and other media that are being uploaded on the web, writings on blogs and WebQuests, comments on others' writings, videos, and pictures, etc. Moreover, Web 2.0 introduced a new design style emphasizing on usability. Amongst the various Web 2.0 services, blogs can serve ideally as the core of WebQuest environments. Instead of using the traditional Web 1.0 methods to design a static WebQuest, a blog service or software can be the optimal choice for delivering an effective and interactive WebQuest, given that blogs have made online publishing much easier and faster. A blog is a journal available on the web, whose authors simply create everything via a web browser, working individually or as a group, without needing much previous technical knowledge. Although what a blog contains is primarily textual, media, such as pictures, videos, audio clips, can easily be added. In addition, blogs incorporated feedback systems increase collaboration and critical thinking. Thus, learners can publish questions they come across at any point while completing WebQuest tasks, and other group members or teachers can comment. Moreover, students may keep blog journals during their WebQuest activities. Since there are many blog applications that could support a BlogQuest, it is a WebQuest that is being delivered via a blog, the identification of a specific blog software would be useful. Available either as an online hosted service on WordPress.com or as a free download for installation on a server, from WordPress.org, WordPress is highly recommended as the blog software of choice. Its well-designed and user-friendly interface, as well as its frequent upgraded versions that are published with additional features, have placed WordPress among the top open-source Web 2.0 applications. Moreover, WordPress is supported by a large community of developers that have built a constantly enriched directory of plugins and themes, extending thereby WordPress's possibilities regarding features, functionalities, and layout. Even though WordPress is the suggested central platform for delivering a BlogQuest, specific strategies for implementing BlogQuests vary greatly and should not be limited. The following BlogQuest example, however, aims at illustrating several key uses and features and presenting how a WebQuest can be delivered through a dynamic media-rich blog environment, incorporating Keller's model of motivational design called ARC's model, so as to create a pleasant and meaningful online learning experience. The ARC's model of motivational design, introduced by Keller, is a well-researched and concrete approach that remains a powerful tool in the hands of teachers who wish to design and implement engaging lesson plans and instructional materials. ARC stands for attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. In particular, attention is gained either by using novel, surprising, and ambiguous events that test perceptual arousal, or by stimulating curiosity via challenging questions or problems to be solved that test inquiry or arousal. Relevance can be established with the use of concrete language and examples with which the learners are familiar. Confidence is associated with the support provided to learners that will lead them to success, including clear objectives, scaffolds, feedback. Satisfaction refers to the pleasant and rewarding learning experience students have. Feedback and reinforcement allow students to appreciate the results. Therefore, Keller's ARC's model can serve as a useful guide for shaping the WebQuest's basic components. The provided general description of each of the 6 WebQuest building blocks, followed by implementation on the BlogQuest entitled The Virus, the Disease and the Social Problem, makes the correlation of the ARC's model and the WebQuest's basic elements more apparent. Introduction block. In general, the purpose of this section is to both prepare and hook the learner. The teacher sets the stage, provides some background information often involving a hypothetical role or scenario, and communicates the big question that the whole WebQuest is centered around. In particular, in the introductory block of the BlogQuest, a brief slide presentation entitled Investigate and Discover the Answer to the Big Question has been embedded in the blog via the SlideShare online service that is supported by WordPress. This way learners' attention is gained. Task block. In general, in this section the teacher describes clearly the culminating performance or product that drives all of the learning activities. The task focuses learners on what they are going to do. Thus, it should be interesting and meaningful. This could be a problem or mystery to be solved, an opinion to be stated and defended, a product to be designed, complexity to be analyzed, personal insight to be articulated, a summary to be created, a persuasive message or journalistic account to be crafted, a creative work, or anything that requires the learners to process and transform the information they've gathered. In particular, in the task block of the BlogQuest, an invitation to one act against AIDS, from the Ministry of Health and Social Solidarity, that calls students to create a guide entitled The Virus, the Disease and the Social Issue, has been uploaded as an image. The invitation is hypothetical, but creates an authentic context. Students are to work on 3 groups. Each group will investigate one of the subtopics of the guide and create a report on the subject. Before learners begin their mission, they are urged to read in advance the evaluation rubric found on the evaluation block of the BlogQuest. In general, in this section the teacher presents the steps that learners need to follow in order to carry out the task successfully. Learners will access the resources that the teacher has identified as they go through the process block. The teacher might also provide here some guidance on how to organize the information gathered. In particular, in the process block of the BlogQuest, 7 steps for task completion are found. First step. With the help of their instructor, students form 3 groups. Each group will undertake an online investigation on one of following topics related to the issue of AIDS: the virus, hive origins, evolution, composition, structure, copy, reproduce, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, ways of transmission, prevention methods, symptoms, way of dealing with disease, and life extension to social problem created by the disease, mortality rates, which groups are most affected, organizations that take action on the matter, stereotypes and prejudices surrounding the carriers of AIDS. Second step. Students should specify each group member's role and divide the recommended resources. Third step. Each group member investigates the resources and gathers the information related to the topic his group has undertaken. Students may ask questions and communicate with their team asynchronously and the teacher via the forum that has been embedded in the blog with a well-functioning WordPress plugin. Fourth step. Each group members collaborate and chat online in order to synthesize a report in the format of a Google document. For the specific format of the report, a template is provided, and when having completed it, they are to invite their instructor to review it. Fifth step. After receiving feedback commentary on their report, students can make any adjustments they think may improve their document. Sixth step. Students share the final version of their Google Doc on the BlogQuest under the specified field that responds to their group's topic. Seventh step. Students submit their comments and impressions on the conclusion page. A set of information sources needed to complete the task may include websites, databases on the net, video or audio material, books, and other documents physically available in the learner's setting. Evaluation block. In general, in this section the teacher provides a description of how students' performance will be evaluated. The assessment rubric should align with the culminating project or performance, as outlined in the task block of the WebQuest. In particular, an assessment rubric, initially published as a document on the online service Scribed, has been embedded on the evaluation block of the BlogQuest to the disposal of students, allowing them to view at any time the criteria by which their final deliverable will be evaluated. Conclusion block. In general, this section brings closure to the quest, reminds the learners about what they've learned by completing this activity or lesson, and perhaps encourages them to extend their thinking beyond this lesson. In particular, in the conclusion block of the BlogQuest, students are invited to reflect on their learning experience by leaving their comments. Students express themselves and state the most fascinating thing they learned while carrying out their task. WordPress's functionality for submitting comments makes this very easy for students. Thank you very much for your attention. Feel free to contact me for further information and comments.